going on, everybody? I'm Steven and this is Build Brothers, and today we're going to do some work on the engine. We're going to get that radiator back in, the new one, the Mishimoto, the aftermarket, kind of expensive one. I wanted to step it up in the cooling game. That way, if, whatever, we're too hard on it, it'll keep it cool. That's the game plan. We also bought a new fan and fan shroud, and we also bought a new air conditioning condenser. The air conditioning will not be filled right away, but it doesn't matter because, well, it's a convertible. I'm not worried about it. So the game plan is get that stuff in, then I can fill it this week with some coolant, probably do an oil change. We're going to get the whole car prepped, and then we'll be able to get this thing started this week. That's the game plan. I got to put in the airbag sensor. There's a lot to do. I got to put the seat belts back in, the new one that we got shipped back from us or to us. Like I said, the airbag sensor, the new airbag. I got my whole interior I have to put back together. Yeah, so there's a lot. There's probably more stuff that I'm not even thinking of. And then I have to buff and wax and sand and wet sand and everything else to the body because I beat it up pretty bad. But that's a good thing because then I'm going to run through the whole car and I'm going to do the whole car. I'm going to go, not wet sand the whole car, I'm going to buff the rest of the car. But I'm going to, go pretty harsh on the part that I painted just to make it good. So today though, I want to see if we can put together the Mishimoto radiator, the fan shroud, and the air conditioning condenser. They kind of all packed together as one unit. When I pulled it out, they were all connected. I have the old one, so if I need any clips or anything, I'm just going to take them from that and go ahead and put them in there. So let's go see what we can do. Alright guys, I'm going to start taking the old hoses off so we can start setting them up to be put on for the new radiator. I'm going to tear off this main hose. I did replace this guy right here, if you can see this, because the stock one is torn. Just figured it'd be a good idea to replace it because that's something that was damaged. So I'm going to take that off really quick and then we'll go to the next step. I lost some bolts, so I went to Lowe's and got some new ones. I wasn't sure what size to get, so I got a couple different sizes. I know what the thread size is, but I didn't know what the length was, so got a couple different lengths, 12mm, 10mm. I think the 12 will be fine, but I got 10 just in case because we are dealing with the radiator and I did not want to poke through. So I'm going to give the 12mm a shot first. We'll see if that's a good size. So we're going to knock out. What I'm working on right now is mounting the air conditioning condenser to the radiator. Once that's done, everything can go in. So that's the game plan. See if we can get it mounted in here tonight. See what we can do. painted these black because the silver looked terrible. So now we're going to put them on. Alright guys, that was a long one. We did a bunch of work though, so let me show you what I did if you didn't notice in the fast motion. Alright, so we have the radiator mounted in the front. That's not the radiator, that's actually the air conditioning condenser. We mounted that, if you can see in there. We also mounted the lines to the condenser to it. We have the Mishimoto radiator in here, and then we have the stock fan. We ran the lines for the radiator, top and bottom. I installed the new power steering reservoir and hooked the lines up for that. We also installed the new hood latch. The other one was pretty rough. It was all bent and a little beat up. We installed the mounts, which we also painted, if you saw in there, because they were kind of an ugly, beat up metal looking color. So yeah, I think that's all we did. Maybe we did some more, I don't know. It did take some finagling to get the Mishimoto radiator in there. If you guys end up doing it, I had to end up putting it in at an angle, and that's because it got kind of tangled with some wires as well as the lines for the condenser. I don't even know if you guys can see me right now. Let me put my whatever. I have some light. We'll see. If you can see me, awesome. If not, you can hear me. That's good too. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I feel like I did some more. Oh, I also mounted the I mounted the, what do you call it, fender. Now the problem with the fender, I realized, is the paint that I did is super bright compared to the faded paint on the car. The car doesn't look faded until you put a bright fresh panel next to it. I'll see if I can show you what I mean. It is super different though. I mean, it is like pink to red. Now my paint is pretty rough as far as what I painted, but that's not even the problem right now. The problem is obviously the fact that this is way brighter. I'm hoping that when I buff it, I don't know if that would restore shine, like color to it, hopefully. If not, this might be heresy to some of you guys, but I'm going to plastic dip the car, the whole car, if that happens. I hope not. I probably will end up doing something crazy like a wrap or plastic dip or something anyway, but that's just heads up if it's too far off. I can try blending. I have no idea how to do that. We'll see what I can do. But in any event, that's what it's like now, so I'm hoping that's not the case. I do have the airbox that I need to put in. Once the airbox is in, I want to clean the throttle body. There's a little bit of carbon in there, if you can see in there, I don't know. So there's that. I have to hook up all the electrical lines. I have to put the airbag sensor in. I have to hook up the SRS system in there. And then the airbag. And then if I get all the connections hooked up, the car should start and run and hopefully have no codes. I do have to fill the fluids up, so I got to check the oil and stuff. I never actually checked the oil in this car, so I'm hoping that there's no issues with that. I did notice on the, of all things, the alternator, it has like a Zen cap on the end. I'm assuming it's an aftermarket one. Doesn't look, I don't know, I've never seen anything like that. And the other thing I have to figure out is this line. It appears to connect here on the Mishimoto, but I don't know where it goes on the other end. So that's it. That's really a run through, I think, of everything that I did. So I don't know if I said that I mounted the fender. Kind of mounted. I mean, I can take it off really quick if I need to. But in any event, that's kind of a run through of what I did. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, because one of these next upcoming ones is going to be the engine start video, and then the first drive, and then inspection, and hoping that, you know, cross my fingers that that process goes okay. And so it's going to be running pretty soon. I'm maybe even tomorrow. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share, because this video will hopefully be one of the last build videos before we get it running. So until next time, guys, see ya.